This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com.
Hi, I'm Kelsy with Naiana Yoga, and this is Vivia. She's about 9 weeks now, and today we're doing Baby and Me Yoga for balance, and I'm going to be showing you a lot of the poses that you can do with your baby. Sometimes it's hard to get back into our yoga practice when you have a new baby because you don't feel like you can move away from giving your baby all of your attention. So this is a way to do both. You can give her lots of snuggles and do your poses. So one of the reasons why you might want to do Baby and Me Yoga for balance is because it'll help you to rebuild the pelvic floor, rebuild your core, which is your abs and your lower back, which helps you to get into balance poses, but it also helps to rebuild after you've spent almost a year being pregnant with your baby, and maybe those smaller muscles have become a little less fine-tuned during that process, so we're rebuilding that strength. If you like this video, I encourage you to check out other videos in our Baby and Me Yoga series, which include Baby and Me Yoga for flexibility, Baby and Me Yoga for the 4th trimester, which is that period of time after your baby's born until she's about 3 months, and also Baby and Me Yoga for strength. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration. The only prop that we need for this video is a block, so make sure you have a block handy. We're gonna start out using that right away. We're gonna be doing some standing poses. We'll do a forward fold, just to stretch out the back again, and then we'll finally come down to the floor for a balance pose. So to start, go ahead and grab your block. And we're gonna place that block in between the legs. So you can have it on the most narrow section so that your legs stay about hip width apart. We're gonna go into Utkatasana or chair pose. But first, we're going to work the calves. So we're gonna lift and lower the heels 10 times. So lift, and then lower, and then lift all the way up and lower. And the entire time you're keeping your navel drawn back toward the spine to engage the abs. And make sure that you keep your shoulders down away from your ears. We tend to hug them up, especially as we're carrying weight. Lift and lower, lift and lower. We just have a few more. One more. Now go ahead and come all the way up. So you're lifting all the way up, and then you're gonna bend your knees into that chair pose, but with the heels lifted. And we're gonna be doing some pulses. So you're squeezing that block, keeping the adductors engaged, and we're pulsing. Remember to keep the shoulders down. They tend to come all the way up as we don't put awareness on them. You're keeping your abs engaged. You just have a little movement going up and down. This is especially good for the quadriceps and the adductors. And let's go ahead and lower the heels all the way down. You're going to straighten your knees and take that block out. You can put it to the side. And when I bend down, I just make sure that I have an arm covering the entire length of the baby's body, and then my hand is holding the top part of her head and her neck, because when they're really little, especially before 3 months, they don't have much strength in the back of their neck. That's why tummy time is good. So we're gonna go into Garudasana, but just with the legs. So we're gonna start behind the mat, and you'll step forward with one foot, wrap the other leg around. You have the choice of leaving that foot on the ground to the side of the standing foot, or you can wrap it around your calf and start to sink all the way down. So you're stretching the outsides of the hips, but you're also engaging the quads. You're gonna keep your core engaged, and we're just gonna hold. Try to take nice, deep breaths. And then as you come up, you can slowly unwind, place that foot back on the floor, and then we'll do it again on the other side. So start behind your mat, step forward, and then you can start to wind the other leg around, either keeping the foot on the ground next to you, or you can wrap it around your calf and bend down. This adds a little extra weight to be holding the baby, so it's good for strength for your quads. As you come up, slowly unwind, and then we'll step back, because now we're going into tree pose. If you need to take a break, if your baby's squirming, mine's asleep right now, then you can go ahead and take a break and then restart the video. We're going to step forward when you're ready and go ahead and take the other leg up. You want to make sure it's either to the side of your calf or into your groin, but not onto the inside of your knee. It's not good for your knee. When you're holding the baby, she kind of acts as a counterweight for you. So this pose can be a little bit easier sometimes when you have a baby in your arms. Take nice deep breaths. Try to press that knee back so it's in line with your hip. You're lengthening through the spine, up through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, you can gently release that foot down to the floor, and we'll start again. So now you're stepping forward with the opposite foot, bringing your leg up to the inside of your calf or the inside of your groin, keeping that knee pressed back. You can also press the foot into that standing leg. Nice deep breaths. Lengthen through the spine. Make sure you keep the shoulders down. And then gently release. And this time we're going to go into warrior pose. So we're warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So you're going to step out about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. And then you're turning in, I'm going to be mirroring you. So you're going to turn in your right foot as you turn the left foot all the way out. As we come down, you might need to widen your stance even more, depending on where your knee winds up. You want your knee to be stacked right above your ankle. That's because you have bone stacked on top of bone. Otherwise, the bone is stacked onto empty space or where the ligaments are. And this is nice because we can take our baby, she's gonna wake up here, and place her on your quad so she can balance here and do the pose with you. And this creates a little bit more work for the quads too, so it's double fun. She's getting cuddles and you're getting a strength workout. After you've stayed here for a few seconds, I'm just holding your head up here. Then you can start to pulse. Try to keep your chest and your hips open to the front, and you're just lifting up and down by an inch. Really getting into the glutes and the hamstrings, also the quads. From here, we're gonna do a side angle stretch. So hold your baby. We're gonna take the other hand up, inhale, and then exhale as you reach over to the side. Maybe give your baby a kiss. And then come back. And then hold your baby with both hands. And we're gonna switch over to the other side. So both feet are pointed straight ahead. You're gonna take the opposite foot, bring it in. So left foot in, right foot moves all the way out. Place your baby on the other leg as you start to bend down. You want to have your hips squared to the front, your chest is open. We're going to stay here for a few seconds, take a look at where your feet are placed, and now we'll move up and down, just an inch. And now we'll do the side angle pose, so go ahead and inhale as you bring your other arm up, and then exhale as you reach over to the side, kiss your baby on the top of the head, and then we'll come up. This is nice too because it forces you to be in one plane with your body. You're not hunching forward, you're leaning out to the side, and keeping your shoulders back. So go ahead and take your baby with both hands. We're coming back up to the center. And this time we're rotating all the way over to the side. So our body is squared over that front leg. We're gonna come into warrior one. So inhale, and then exhale as you bend your leg. Your baby can sit on that front leg. You want your shoulders to be pressed back. And you also want to make sure if you have your your left leg front, then you're going to have your right hip moving forward as you take the left hip back. We can start to pulse up an inch, down an inch. And now we're coming into a balanced pose. Hold the baby tight against your chest. You have one arm around the top of her back. The other arm is underneath her buttocks. And then you're gonna come up by taking that back heel up off the floor. And then you're leaning forward, using her as a counterweight. And then gently step back as you bend your front leg. Come all the way up and square yourself to the center, and we'll go to the other side. So turn in that left foot. The right foot gets moved all the way out. You're gonna press that left hip forward as the right hip moves back. Bend your leg. She's balancing on your quad. And then up a little, down a little. And go ahead and grab your baby, one arm around the top of her back, the other one right underneath her hips. Start to take that back heel up. And then you can straighten the leg, your standing leg, as you come forward. Go ahead and bend that front leg. Step all the way back. Straighten both legs. And then face the front. And we're gonna do a forward fold here. So now she's wide awake and she's ready to swing. I'm gonna place one arm underneath her back and in between her legs. The other one is gonna be underneath her head and her neck. We're widening the legs, keeping a flat back, and we're moving all the way forward, swaying the baby. Hi. I'm tickling you with my hair. As you're in this forward fold, start to shift your weight into the balls of your feet, lifting the tailbone up toward the ceiling. You can then take the baby, make sure that you're grabbing underneath her arms. You can sit her there for a second as you heel toe in. Go ahead and move so that your feet are just slightly wider than hip width apart. And you're coming to Malasana, or garland pose. This is where the baby can practice standing. If you have a blanket, you can lay your baby on the blanket. Once you've come down from Malasana or garland pose and you had your baby standing a bit, we're gonna do one final balance pose, and that's Kagasana or crow. This is an arm balance. I'll just walk you through the beginning steps, and if you feel really confident, you can lift off. If not, then we're gonna be leaning over, engaging the arms, and just prepping for some of those balance poses later on. And you can just make a little face at your baby, play with her, make eye contact, and that'll be it. So let's go ahead and move to the side. Grab a blanket. And you can have her rested on that blanket right in front of you. For those of us who are pretty active in our yoga practice before we are pregnant, that's one of the things that we start to miss. We miss doing the arm balances, the belly as it grows kind of gets in the way of that. So this is kind of fun to get back into. And the way we prep for this pose is we have our arms in between our legs. Kagasana is, like I said, crow pose. So it's one where you have the knees to the outsides of the arms and the feet are together. If you're doing Bakasana, that's crane pose, it's where you have your arms all the way straight and you have your feet apart. So it's a little bit more of a challenging pose, so challenging arm balance. So we're just gonna do Kagasana. We're keeping the arms inside the legs, and you're gonna lift up onto your toes, and you can make a face at your baby. I like to bend my elbows because that can help you to lift off. So you can stay here and just make faces. And then maybe rock back and come up again. You also want your weight to be inside your hands and then all the way to the tips of your fingers. You can even press your fingers into the mat. And then if you like, you can lift off. Hi. I'm a crow, did you know that? Caca. And then when you're ready, you can come all the way back and grab your baby and snuggle her. I'd really like to know what you thought of this video, so I'd appreciate if you could take the time and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of, less of, and then also if there's anything that you'd like to say in regards to the challenge, if it was too easy or too hard, I'd love to hear it. And we can always create new videos to help address some of the issues that you might be experiencing postpartum, so let us know. If you haven't already, also make sure you download that YogaPlus app. You'll find lots of yoga videos, including my prenatal yoga videos and baby and me yoga. So check it out, download it, and let us know what you think. In addition to helping the pelvic floor and rebuilding your core, this is also good for what's known as the Ajna chakra, which is the third eye chakra. And that's great for intuition and perception, physical balance, as well as that metaphysical and mental balance. So thank you, Vivia, and thank you for practicing with me. I hope to see you in a future video. Namaste.
Introducing YogaPlus, offering a free series every month with over 300 different videos. Take control of your health. Work out anytime, anywhere. YogaPlus. Download now for free.